Hey, fellow success seekers, this is Dr. Stanley K. Ellis, Mr. M.I.E. with you once again. Last week, we talked about building privilege and passing it on. So we're going to follow that up this week by focusing on empire building and creating legacies. When we think about an empire, one of the definitions for an empire is it's a large territory or an enterprise that's ruled by a single person or a single entity or a family even. And when I think about empires, I think about the purpose of even wanting to build an empire. And so I think one of the purposes of building an empire is so you can leave a legacy. I read somewhere one time where it says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And so if that is true, then I think one of the purposes of wanting to build or endeavoring to build an empire is so you can leave a legacy for your children or those that you care about. I think another one of the reasons why we endeavor to build empires is so that we can help others. For instance, one example I think of is, let's say, LeBron James. And he's certainly building a massive empire. But in his empire, he is really helping a lot of people. I think recently there was an article that talks about how he sent so many young kids to college with zero payments. He just paid for them to go to college. But he could do that because he had built an empire. And again, one of the reasons why you do build empires is so you can help others. If you're just keeping all of the benefits of your empire for yourself, then that's kind of selfish. You're supposed to give back, or so I think. I think another reason to want to build an empire is because of the influence and the power that comes along with that. And when I say influence and power, I don't mean those as negative things. I mean those as positives. Because when you have influence and power, you can promote things such as goodwill. You can promote different agendas that may lead back to you being able to help others. So it provides you a platform from which to be influential, for lack of a better word. Then again, when you think of an empire is something that is worth defending and worth sustaining over generations. And so we're talking about generational wealth. Once again, leaving an inheritance for your children and their children to be passed on. And I think in that empire building, this is one of the things that you teach your family members is how to sustain that wealth. We've seen it in many cultures and many races how wealth has been passed on and transferred down the line for many years. Essentially, when you build empires, it may not necessarily be just so you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. I'll take myself, for instance. I'm certainly working hard to build an empire for my family, but for me, I come from humble beginnings. If you put me in a one-bedroom house, apartment, whatever case, with very menial amenities, I'm going to be fine. That's pretty much what I came from. So it's no big deal. But the things that I do, the work that I do, the success that I'm trying to achieve is more so for me to be able to pass it on to my children, pass those benefits on to my family, and then also be able to help others with that. So as we talk about empire building and we talk about creating legacies, I think these are some of the things that we should certainly consider when we're building our empires. So this is Mr. M.I.E. Moving forward. So until next time, fellow success seekers, go M.I.E. yourself.